everyone. So this is my first video I'm going to make that isn't a makeup tutorial. When I started this channel and once I really started blogging, I wanted to do so because I wanted to put a focus on internal and external beauty. The reason I love beauty is because it can serve self-confidence in so many ways. I think all of us are naturally beautiful. You know, none of us really need makeup if we don't want to wear it. But at the same time, I believe that makeup can do amazing things. Like, it can change your face shape. It can make you look 5 to 10 pounds thinner. You can look like a different person. You can change your skin tone, your skin color. Like, you see me contouring my nose, and that has done just so much for my self-confidence, is going around knowing that people won't be staring at this bump I have right here all the time, because from straight on you can't really tell. It's not so much about hiding imperfections, it's about refocusing your imperfections and presenting them to yourself in a way that you feel good about. And so my love for makeup started when I was very young. I always would watch my mom do her makeup and just watch her just totally transfix. And when I started wearing makeup, it wasn't till late in high school I would wear it for special events. And when I really started appreciating makeup for how it made me feel was when I was diagnosed with endometriosis. So I'm 24 now, so I think I got my diagnosis when I was 22. So I got my diagnosis later than some people, but also a lot earlier than some people. So 1 in 10 women in the US have endometriosis that we know of. And my symptoms had started when I was extremely young, from the time I got my first period. My periods were so horrible that I would basically be in bed for a week. 1 week a month, missing school. I was nauseous, I would be throwing up. The only person who could take care of me during that time was my grandmother, and I would lay on her couch and she would just force me to eat, because if not, I wouldn't eat. The pain was that horrible, and it took years for my gynecologist to finally be like, hey, you might have endometriosis. So that's when I got a diagnostic laparoscopy. So a laparoscopy is when they go in with tubes and they look at your uterus to see if they can see any scar tissue. So endometriosis is when the endometrium, or the lining of your uterus, becomes displaced. So when you get your period, it doesn't all come out. It gets stuck in your uterus, and then they don't know how it even happens, but it starts basically going to other parts of your body. So my endometriosis was located behind my uterus. And so they couldn't cut it out, they couldn't do away with it, so it just sat there, and they just told me, you know, go on birth control, let's do some hormonal therapy, and hopefully that will help you. And I had been on birth control for a long time, and you know, I knew it wasn't going to help me, but it was that, or they wanted to give me Depo-Lupron, or Lupron Depo, and that would have effectively at 22 put me into menopause. And that was something I was not prepared for, just spiritually, emotionally, physically. Everything I had watched about Depo-Lupron was women losing their hair or gaining a lot of weight. And if you're an endo girl, you know, some of us really do battle with weight gain because we're in so much pain all the time. It's like, you know, we'll kind of like reach for the chocolate bar to like try to make us feel better, and we can't work out as much because it makes us flare up. So weight gain for me, number one, is my biggest insecurity. I am afraid of gaining weight, but I also love eating. So how does that play in? So, you know, I try counting calories, I try exercising as much as is humanely possible for me with a full-time job and with endometriosis. But for me, that was something I could not live with. I could not abide with, because my self-esteem was already so low. And at the time, I had this boyfriend who was really horrible. I don't think he meant to be. I don't think that was his intention, but he got very, very abusive after my endometriosis diagnosis. Like, one of the first things he told me was, can you pass this on to our children? And I said, yes, I think it's probably genetic. And he said, okay, well, I don't want my daughters dealing with that and then not being able to have kids. So one of the first things he said to me. And then being in a relationship with endometriosis is obviously very hard for intimacy issues. And he just was not patient. He, just wanted what he wanted all the time. And he didn't really believe I had endometriosis. I think he kind of went into denial about it. And, thank goodness months later we broke up once I realized the relationship wasn't going anywhere. But I think a lot of the rhetoric surrounding endometriosis presents endo as it being your fault, maybe you not making lifestyle changes, which, I personally believe that endo girls need to make certain lifestyle changes just for self-care reasons. If you're ready to do it, then why not? I personally try to be as gluten-free as possible, but I love bread, so that means Monday through Friday I try not to eat gluten. If I eat one gluten thing in the day, that's it, just one, because it causes me to be achy. But I think that rhetoric can also really damage us too. Like, you should be doing more. You should be taking care of yourself more. In a society that demonizes us for being sick. Like, it's not like we're at home on disability. We are working and we're doing our best to survive. And as a result, like, when we do indulge in something, there's, like, always that judgment, right? So, that's something I've been dealing with a lot. But, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make a endometriosis awareness video just for anybody out there. I mean, if you're a woman who has really bad periods to the point where you're hunched over, if you are bleeding a lot, you need to go to your gyno and insist on getting checked, and you need to get on hormones. And you need to think about what you can do to lessen your pain. Because living in pain is something that so many women do. Women aren't prescribed enough painkillers. There's a whole disparity in healthcare. Like, you need to go and advocate for yourself. It wasn't until I advocated for myself that I finally got diagnosed. And I had been saying for 10 years that I had endometriosis. I had to go to my doctor and start bawling because I was like, I need help. I can't live like this anymore. It hurts me to have sex. It hurts me to walk around. I'm bleeding. I need help. I need help. Help me. And, they finally diagnosed it. And that's what it took, unfortunately. So, I also think, too, with women, we're told to kind of downplay everything. Like, don't make everything such a big deal. But you have to make it a big deal. Because being in pain all the time is not good. I did a stint in law school. I got in. I was really happy. It ended up not working out. And months after, because of all the stress, my doctor diagnosed me with adenomyosis, which is something that happens in women that are in their mid-40s going through menopause. Basically, my uterus is really big and swollen, and the lining's really thick. So it's really painful, and it results in a lot of inflammation and looking like my whole stomach is pregnant. So, that's been hard too. It's weird, I'm 24 and I feel like in so many ways I'm 50. It's very awkward, so just dealing with that. I recently got an IUD in, which is supposed to help, but we'll see. I've only had it in for a few weeks. If you guys want, I can share my experience about the IUD with you and what that was like. I can talk to you more about adenomyosis and endometriosis. I think the next video I'm going to do is probably 11 things to never say to somebody with endometriosis, which I think we just all need very, very desperately. So I know this was kind of a scatterbrained video, but if you're out there and you're having any of these symptoms, go to the doctor, complain, raise hell, because there's still no cure. 1 in 10 women, or more, probably more, because women are so damn strong. We need a cure, we need relief, and we need to demand the healthcare that we deserve. To all my endo sisters, I love you. Hang in there. It's going to be okay. Alright guys, thanks for watching.